Hello my fellow gamers, and this is Shadow from Shadow Online Gaming, bringing you another Total War Attila battle report. This is probably one of my closest battles I've had on this game. I know I've only done a couple of Rome and Attila, but it is absolutely ridiculous. And I just noticed that man has a very respectable beard compared to everyone around him. It actually seems to stand out. So this one was another, well, it wasn't a quick battle. I hosted the battle and a really nice guy called Daniel came on. And we were chatting for a bit, and then we done this absolutely amazing game, and yeah, so yeah, I hope he gets to see this. I did tell him about the channel, and I think he is subbed to it now. So hopefully, if you're there watching this, great game, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy what you see. So enough of that. I am playing the quick sum up. I am playing as the Caledonians against the Geats, I believe it would be pronounced, and we're doing the Battle of Toronum, which I believe was in northern France, is where I picked the battlefield. It was something I absolutely love with Attila. You can actually choose where in Europe you're fighting, so there's, you know, you can actually do a bit of history behind it. So we're fighting in the north of France. This is what I love about Attila as well, is infantry alone, I've got 2,040 men, and that's just melee men. I haven't got any range, because range is for, you know, women, clearly, men. Close up. So 2,040 men, melee men, against 1,320 infantry with Daniel. Range I've got none, but he's got 720. And cavalry, we both have 180. But it needs to be pointed out, mine is only medium cavalry, while he's got heavy. So we're equal in cavalry, but his are superior. But, funnily enough, when it all comes out, we both have exactly 2,220 men each. So number wise it's identical. It is just down to he's gone some range and better cavalry than me, and I've gone for a lot of heavy melee infantry. So my guys, I've got 6 units of Celtic berserkers, which I just realised says very light axe infantry. I always thought they were heavy. Makes sense though, they are just I suspect they're all attack and no defense. Behind them you have 4 units of very heavy melee infantry led by their general, the Celtic nobles, and you've got Celtic warriors there. On each flank you've got, well, we've got 6 units of horse whisperers, which are very heavy spear infantry. Now it's kind of concerning that they're called horse whisperers, because they kill horses being their spearmen. But I've got 2 units there, 2 units on the flank, and 2 units as reserve. And then I've got 3 units of medium melee cavalry. So what I was going for was quite a defensive force. But normally my cavalry is really aggressive. In this game, I wanted to try cavalry as a defensive block. As you can see, really weird deployment, because apparently having the Celtic nobles, it lets you do like a vanguard deployment. So I deployed right on this flank to try and get onto there. This guy though, really good setup. He has 4 light slingers there, and then 2 javelry men. Blah, 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 blah. This is the 4th video I've done in a row here. Give me a break. It's getting it all done in one go. And what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elite Nordic warriors, heavy melee infantry. These guys are scary. I mean, look at them with their shiny helmets. Very nice. Very good. Behind that you've got the Viking captain, and then behind that you've got some Nordic axe warriors, which are just some light axe infantry, and behind all that you've then got heavy spear infantry as well, Nordic spear masters. Very nice. They do have very nice names, don't they? And obviously on his flank these are the heavy cavalry I was on about, the Nordic horse lords. So these guys, he's got a lot of dangerous stuff here, but this is, as you can see, it's a 12-minute battle, so let's get straight into it. Now the first few minutes, I'll be able to fast forward this, is just us trying to maneuver into a good position before the battle actually begins. As you can see, I'm trying to move in. My game was glitching out a little bit regarding, he does send in his cavalry as a screen to try and hold them off. But at this point, we did have a bit of weird lag, actually. He then pulls them back, so he's kind of just threatening to see how I react. His spearmen are coming in on this flank. As you see, he's trying to desperately set up a new defence line against all of this. I'm charging my cavalry in, not realising the fact that his cavalry would slaughter mine one-on-one. So as you can see, he's trying to get himself used, and in the end, I believe the battle is in the woods here. Now, also, I need to point out, if you remember my last Rome game, how I said what a barren wasteland it is, look at this map. It's beautifully detailed. All these farmlands and things like that. The fact they've actually got wagons and wheelbarrows in the fields. There's little details like that. Look. I'm now moving my army forward. As you can see, I'm really... How's that fence dying up? That brick wall did... Oh no, fence fell over. So he's now pulling his guys back and he starts making a final defense line here. His cavalry are coming in here. So you can see the first like 3 minutes of the game was purely posturing, which is what a lot of battles do in those days. It was just trying to get the best positioning we can, and I'm slowly moving in now. I believe his slingers are opening fire. The problem is these berserkers will start taking some serious damage. Flipping that, they've lost nearly half their strength. So now they finally get to charge in. The spearmen are going to come into the flank here. They're going to move in here. I believe my cavalry move in there.
The enemy has laid an ambush.
It's a trap! I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. That should not have come out. So the berserkers, as you can see, they've taken a beat and they're pretty much dead. How many is there? Two. Two berserkers made it to the front line. And they killed one guy. These berserkers, they're not doing as well as I thought. I was hoping they would just cut through them, but they're really, really struggling. I've got spearmen coming in and my cavalry are coming in. There we go. So now these guys, my main force is coming in. The spearmen are coming in behind. My cavalry have now engaged this group here. I've got spearmen there, spearmen coming in, and a group of cavalry waiting in reserve. He's trying to send in some swordsmen to try and help. But the spearmen are now coming in. He's got his cavalry over there, which I'm trying to scare them off with my spearmen. And this, as you can see, is a huge surround we've got going here. Got a bit of spearmen on spearmen action here. The Viking captain is coming in himself. As you can see, so you've now got a two-tiered fight here. There is still some berserkers here. The cavalry have dropped off from here and are charging into these swordsmen to try and get their charge in. This cavalry's pulling back, his cavalry's moving around, so I'm getting myself into a position that I can take them on. The spearmen are staying in, as you can imagine, because they should be full groups of spearmen. Should be able to handle all that. I've got cavalry, as you can see, charging backwards and forwards into them, trying to get that charge bonus in. The spearmen are coming in. Those cavalry are coming in to intercept the heavy cavalry, because I cannot have them get in the rear. If they do, they will destroy me. So they intercept there. I don't expect them to do well, but it's fine, because I've got two groups of spearmen. We're winning this fight. The cavalry's breaking. So the spearmen are now coming to this side to beat the cavalry up. These guys are slowly but surely hacking through the Viking captain's group there. And there is still some berserkers. And they've broken. Your berserkers, as you can see, quite a lot of them. This middle line's been completely destroyed. But I've now focused on the flank here, and they're coming swarming in through here. As you see, the cavalry's been beaten thoroughly. The spearmen, we have won this combat here. So now I'm bringing these guys. A group of guys are going there. Those guys are going there. We have got a cavalry rear charge has got through though, unfortunately. So this is not good. That will probably win that flank for this guy. But we do have all this going on. And we are smashing through. These guys are now going to come around this side and hit them in the flank, which is absolutely brilliant. These guys are slaughtering these heavy cavalry. As you can see, my medium cavalry is starting to break. Yeah, it is absolute. Yeah, as we thought, that flank has now broken. And of course, because they're breaking, the spearmen don't feel like they're support anymore. But the amount of losses, where is the... Look at the kill count, it is dropping. I mean, we've got just over about 900 people each. They've now got a nice surround on that group. They've got in the surround on that group. These guys are taking them on. It's absolutely... And you can see we have beaten this cavalry. So then this whole group is going to try and take on. Two medium and two spearmen should be able to take on one group of cavalry. As you can see, his guys are starting... They've broken. So we are winning that combat. But these spearmasters would not break. It looks like my force has broken here completely. The spearmen have gone. They've broken. This is not good. So he has won this flank while I am winning in this flank. These guys are getting some lovely easy shots into the rear there. Look at that. So I get these spearmen to start charging them. We have to remember about them because they do come back later into the battle. So now let's see, he's getting his guys here ready. He's got his slingers ready, getting a new defense line. Oh dear, they're breaking. I've got those cavalry running, but they're pinned down by spearmen now, so I don't need to worry. There we go. they've now been destroyed. Which, as you can see, this is so back and forth everywhere. It was amazing. So, the cavalry are now coming in, and the spearmen are coming in to flank these guys. Well, the cavalry, I believe, are coming in to get them. These guys are wavering, so I should try and get them back in the fight if possible. These spearmen are going, and they're chasing them. We'll see them later in the battle. Howie, it is heavily in my favour at the moment, even though he outnumbers me by about 100 men. But his captain's still in there, my guy's still in there. The Celtic nobles are really giving it to him. It is really close. As you can see, we're trying to break through to get to their ranged units. That's what we're trying to do. They still won't break those damn spearmen. And the swordsmen and spearmen are now taking on these spearmen. Where's my cavalry? The cavalry have charged into the rear. And are just generally causing problems. But as you can see, they've now broken. There wasn't really much left. There was only about 10 of them left. Oh, good. Good for them. Who are they? Who's come back to the fight? I don't know, but these guys have just stood here probably getting shot at, yeah. A lot of ranged guys. You can see we are now beating them, but our general has fallen, people. The general has fallen on our side. This is disastrous because these guys, his Viking captain, are still of very good strength. And axemen, I believe, do beat spearmen. The swordsmen are cutting through the slingers, but they are wavering because they're getting shot at. He doesn't. This Daniel, he don't care if he shoots his own guys. Overall victory is what's important. There you go. That unit has been beaten. And as you can see now, it is quickly going badly. Unfortunately, you got the spearmen there. But the captain, they just don't seem to be killing anyone. Which is really odd. You would have thought a spear group would have been able to beat them quite easily. But he's now getting himself into position because look, I have 100 spearmen. I completely forgot they were there. Very, very stupid. They should have just scared the skirmish off. The cavalry should have got it. That 100 men could have made a huge difference here because you can see there is not much here. As you see, his spearmen are now going in. What else has he got? I'm sure he's got more than that. No, actually, I think that is it. As you can see, look at the bodies. It has been such a close game. I've got 200 men to his 464. But it still says it's in my favour. I can't see that happening. They are now starting to waver because these axe infantry would not break. These spearmen would not break. Though they are now taking quite a few losses. As you can see, the guys are becoming exhausted from all this fighting. Got this group of spearmen slowly walking in, but I think you can kind of tell that the battle is his because he could just shoot me with slingers. But you may notice there's 3 minutes of the battle left. There you go. So I've got 1 unit of spearmen. They're confident. Their general's dead. That's why they're confident. They're very tired. They're moving fast. Now, he could just shoot me. He really could just shoot me to death. That'd be the end of the game. But he doesn't. As a gentleman and a man of honour, what he does is he goes, okay then, if we give ourselves a moment to breathe, and then he charges his Viking captain into my spearmen. As you can see, they're kind of getting us around, but as he said, there was... Are they firing? I believe he might get a few shots up. See, he's told them not to fire. What are they? Oh, they do get a few shots in. Oh, that's a bit mean. But I do believe he tells them to stop. Now, this, unfortunately, I do suffer suddenly from a glitch, which is I'm trying to tell them to attack the spearmen. Every time I click on the spearmen, it goes here, here, there. They're everywhere but where I'm actually kicking, unfortunately. You look, all the locations it tells them to go. So I told him what's happening. I want to do a valiant charge.
We are losing our advantage.
Yeah, 87 men to 452 is not good. So what I do is I stand mine in formation, and he comes to me. Look, they're fresh. They've barely... Well, mine are very tired. Now, I couldn't even get these guys to face them, which is kind of embarrassing. I thought they were, but I was trying to tell them, and the game just would not let me do it. But like I said, he could have easily just shot me. He doesn't. He goes, no, I'll give you a proper death in combat. And so his heavy axe infantry are now charging in, and now they do register the charge and start fighting. And this is the final battle. And the fact that my guys actually stood their ground is really, really impressive. As you see, you got me surrounded. I've already lost, but this is purely for glory's sake, and I really do appreciate it. So, as you can see, probably one of our closest games I've ever had of Attila. It was absolutely great fun, so thank you, Daniel, for that. If you are there, comment below. Let us know what you thought of it, because I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And there they go. Sorry, just stretching there. Valiant defeat. But what a defeat. As you can see, look at the losses. 1,628, and I had 1,800 losses. So, an absolutely great game. Look at the kills. Like my Celtic Noble was 115. Horse Whisperers 118, 56. The Celtic Wars 173, 192. The Berserkers, they got 4. They were the group that were killed before they even got to combat. And the Cavalry, 74 kills. And then these guys done alright. When you think they're only medium cavalry, his cavalry got 111, but the others only got 26 and 17. So they got quite badly beaten out. His commander, 319 kills. It's good to be a Viking. Clearly, and you can see his guys done really. Elite Nordic Wars 118, 20, 93, 80, 59. You know, his Nordic Hurlers got 50, 92, 56, 49. The Javelin Men got 151, 103. That were probably mostly Celtic Berserkers. Absolutely fantastic game there. And a great way to end this week, being it's Friday. Woo! Good times for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was probably one of my favourite games of historical to date. And I would definitely be playing against him, this Daniel again. Absolutely great fun. And yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like if you like the battle. Click that little like button. If you haven't subscribed there, please subscribe to the channel. It'd be really appreciated. And also, you guys get notified every time I do something silly like this. And have great battles, good music playing, and it's just an all-round good time for a Friday evening. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And look forward to our next one. Till then, take care.